Hey guys, it's Lisa here. If you're getting this video from me, it must mean that you've actually reached your goal weight or are very close to getting there. So firstly, huge congratulations on achieving that. A lot of people don't. A lot of people struggle to reach out in the first place. So very, very well done, and don't underestimate how well you've done to get to where you've gone to. It is down to you, as I often say. I can help, guide and support, but you're the one that's got to take the action and do the work. So well done. So I promised I'd send you something to help you about maintenance, because now this is where the fun really begins. And how do we maintain our weight? What do we do? I will have sent you what your set point is. Now, your set point is the number of calories you can eat a day based on your age, height, gender, and general activity through the day, not your additional workouts that you might be doing. And obviously this is different for each individual person. Some people need less calories than others. But you will have got yours, what you roughly need to be eating to maintain your weight. Now, you know that with me, I believe in a very simple equation about calories in versus calories out. So if you eat fewer calories than you need, you will lose weight. If you eat more calories than you need, you will gain weight. And if you get that balance right, then you'll maintain your weight. Now, what you need to do this is I'm going to give you some simple maths here. So say, for example, you were on 1,500 calories a day and your calorie set point is 2,000 calories a day. What you don't want to do is just start eating an additional 500 calories a day, because you could potentially gain some weight. As you know, I will have told you this, we would have had this conversation. A pound of fat equates to 3,500 calories a week, which is 500 calories a day. So if you immediately add in those 500 calories, potentially you could start gaining weight again. I would suggest that you add those in bit by bit. So add in 100 to 200 calories on a weekly basis, and then see how your weight goes. If you find that you're gaining weight, cut back a little bit. It's not an exact science. It's as close as it can be, but it isn't an exact science. So if you're gaining weight, you don't need your set points perhaps a little bit lower, so knock them down. Now, how are you going to do this? Now, you can guess, which is absolutely fine. That's your choice. You can say, well, I think that's about 200 calories. Or you can track it in MyFitnessPal. I wouldn't suggest that this is something you do forever, but I would suggest it's something that you do for at least the time until you find what your set point is. So for at least the weeks where you're increasing your calories. The reason being is that we can all underestimate the amount that we eat. So that's the first thing I would suggest. Until you get a good handle on what those additional calories actually look like, do track in MyFitnessPal. The other thing I would say to you is there's a way in which you can do it. So you might just say, well, I'm going to have some bigger meals. So for example, you might have 1 egg at breakfast, 1 rasher of bacon. You're going to make that 2 and 2 because you feel a bit hungry in the mornings and you like to start the day with a big breakfast. You might say at lunchtime, I have chicken and avocado. That's my go-to lunch with some salad. I'm going to add in some cheese, some additional fat, or I'm going to have chicken and tuna, something like that. But I want to follow the process of fats and protein for breakfast, fats and protein for lunch. And then in the evening, I'm just going to have a little bit more of what I fancy, or maybe I'm going to have a dessert, or, I'm just going to have a takeaway a couple of times a week, whatever it is that you might fancy doing. So that's one way that you can do it. You can, if you're somebody who, feels that works for you. Maybe you started saying, well, I feel a little bit peckish in the afternoon. Maybe I'm going to have like a biscuit with a cup of tea or whatever it is. But just do track it. Make sure you're not going over the top. Make sure you're not eating too many of the foods that have got you to where you were previously when you were overweight and not happy with where you were. So that's one way, is just add in a little bit more food at the different meals and then maybe be a bit more flexible in the evening. The other way, which a lot of people quite enjoy doing, is by actually saying, well, Monday through Friday, I'm working, I'm on a mission. I know what I'm doing. It's very easy for me to keep to a regular plan and a routine. It fits into my working week. But at the weekend, come Friday night, I want to let loose a bit. You know, I don't want to track my food. I don't want to be counting every morsel I eat. I want to spend family time. I want to do the things that I want to do without worrying too much. So those are two methods that you can use. Either, eat a little bit more and then eat a little bit of flexibility in the evenings, or just say I'm going to track what I eat through Monday through Friday, and then at the weekends I'm going to eat a bit of what I fancy. Finally, what I would say, what's important here is don't forget the quality of the food you're eating. Don't go back to the donuts on toast for breakfast, donuts on toast for lunch, donuts on toast for snack, donuts on toast, just be aware. And the second thing is just be curious about your body. What works well for your body? The foods that you've been eating, we would have talked about whether they energize you, whether they make you feel well, how you sleep, all those different things. So be curious about how your body's feeling, what foods are working well, what's working better than other foods. And finally, what I would say is that this is now down to you to maintain this weight, and it is about how you manage that. For me, I give myself a £3 either way kind of line. £3 below or £3 over, so I don't go too far either way. If I hit £4 or £5, I'd really pull it back in, because I don't want to be looking down the barrel of a £30 weight loss again. It's not what I want in my life, and it can become very quickly and very easily a place where you can end up again. So give yourself that, where will I go? What is my maximum? What is my minimum? And then deal with it. If it's coming close or you don't want it to be like that, pull back in whatever you're doing. Go back to the routine that you know is tried and tested and works for you to lose the weight. So that's it from me. Good luck with that. As I say, I will have sent you your calorie intake set point. And as ever, if you have got any questions or queries, do reach out. Just because we don't speak on a weekly basis anymore doesn't mean that I'm not always happy to hear from you and how you're getting on. So good luck. But feel free, if you're not clear about any of this, just to drop me a message. Take care. Hope to see you soon. Bye for now.